Time to shift focus now to athletics, and since its creation, the International Athletics Foundation has sponsored almost 400 projects investing more than $35 million into the promotion and the development of athletics worldwide. President of Athletics South Africa late in December, James Molloy, was recently chosen to be a member of the foundation's council for a 4-year period up until 2027. He joins us now to tell us a little bit more. Very good afternoon and welcome to Newzroom Afrika. So how important is this that South Africa has a presence on this World Athletics body?
Yeah, for me, it's very, very important to have a member from the continent. I'm talking about the continent of Africa and then South Africa. It's very, very important because we're not represented before. As athletics member from Athletics South Africa, I'm very excited to say we'll work very hard to assist. As you know very well that we are having our own problems in South Africa. But if I'm a member, I'll be there to assist some of our challenges that we encounter in Africa or in South Africa. So for that, I'll be the assets and try to assist where I can in terms of helping the continent.
Yeah. The foundation's focus is on developing the sport of athletics worldwide. That means funding into different projects. Have you already proposed some African athletics projects to the foundation?
Not yet at the present moment. As you know that I'm just re-elected on the 3rd of January. So what's going to happen is that we are still going to meet as the council and then decide which project from Africa where we can recommend. But at the present moment, I'm just doing my research and try to find out in Africa which projects and the deserving project, not ordinary project, deserving project in Africa and in terms of education and the students that they want to go further with their students and try to check even the infrastructures, because you know very well that in Africa or in South Africa and all over the world, we do have countries that have a problem with the infrastructure and other things. So, and what is important is that, again, at the same time, we have to assist the administrators, coaches, and athletes. So now we still have to maybe to go down and try to find out from my side, to find out down in Africa which project or which countries that we can assist in terms of this project, because it's so important, because a lot of African countries, they are pulling very hard. But it's not all about African countries, but it's all about countries in the world where they deserve to have this, to be assisted. But from our side in Africa, I'll just sit down with other members in Africa and identify other members in Africa to assist in terms of identifying the need and the federation to assist.
It's wonderful that Africa has got a representative on this important global body. But if we bring it closer to home, athletics in South Africa is struggling. The last time that we won a medal in track and field at the World Athletics Championships was in 2017. What about the development here at home?
Okay, I can go back to, but as you know very well that I've started in 2021. I've been elected in 2021 as the president of Athletics South Africa. Like enough, I was an athlete before I understand all these things. But what's going to happen is that if you have checked the team that have went to Lusaka and going to compete to Lusaka in Zambia, they did very well in terms of that. If we can keep the database of that team and really take care of that team and try to get the foundation, very, very, very strong foundation, and try to fund those children, because most of them have come from the universities. But if you can put more money in the universities and primary school and high school, in terms of trying by all measures to develop these children from the high schools and primary schools. Fortunately, I do have a representative from my board from SASA, from the primary schools and high school, and then from the universities. Now we've got a joint program together, all of us, the high schools and the universities together with the clubs. We are now having one competition. We don't have separate competition. So it's going to help us in terms of maybe identifying some of the athletes. And then what's going to happen is that I've been emphasizing in our council meeting that we need development officers in all areas, in all over South Africa, so that we will have somebody that we can hire in the office to look at their development and make it a point that development is taking place in all over, and give the policies all over and give policies to provinces, so that if they can report back every year and find out and give us the database to say how many children have we identified. But before we never had anything to monitor all these things. But now we are just going to push very hard and try to assist the provinces in terms of funding and giving to them to say, please, this is the budget for funding, and take it and make it a point that there's a development. We'll just give them a sort of a scorecard to say, please, in such and such a year, within a year or two, please, if you can produce two athletes on track in all field, track and field, or whatever case might be. But as time goes on, you will see the difference, because immediately after we came back from Budapest, I called all the coaches and technical officials, and we sit down in one room and said, we want the way forward, the plans and recommendation going forward. How can we bring out the medals? And they gave the recommendation. So what is left now is just to get the funding, and then we implement those recommendations.
One of the recommendations certainly was having a relay camp before the Olympic Games. Will a relay camp take place for our relay team going to the Olympic Games in Paris this year?
Let me help you. In December, we had about 3 days in a row in Potchefstroom. We had a relay team, all of them. All the relays were in Potchefstroom. We funded them, and they were practicing in Potchefstroom. But it's not the end of the world. Like we promised them, that a week before, or a month before, we will give them opportunity to say they must leave early so that they can go and practice amongst themselves, because some of these athletes are coming from all over the world. So they will be together within a week or two, or a month. If we get enough money, they can stay together, they practice together. It will be very, very easy for those athletes that will gel and to know each other better. And then the other relay, the new relay, the mixed relay, they will join them again, because we'll have a very strong mixed relay, 4x4 mixed relay. So those promises that we put for athletes, we are going to make it a point that we pull through and help them in terms of achieving that, so that we can get more medals going forward. So that's what we will make it a point that we do it from our side.
It's an important year for road running as well as for track and field when it comes to athletics in the country. Thank you very much, James Molloy, the Athletics South Africa President and one of the newest members on the International Athletics Foundation Council up until 2027.